Everyone, welcome back to another Smart Money Sundays. Now, I know it's not actually Sunday today, but I wanted to wait a little bit before I posted this, mainly because there was a bit of indecision on the weekly candles. So I just wanted to wait until Monday play, just so I have a bit more accurate analysis for everyone heading into the new week. I usually like to gorge Mondays just to have a bit more of a decision of how price is going to play when you come into the rest of the week. So Monday is a good way to gauge that sort of sentiment. But let's just jump right into it. So we have the DXY, right? If I go on the this chart here, now the DXY, I sort of have two scenarios to play out. Now from previous week, I was looking for a fill of this gap. Now we have this gap that does need to get filled, and it will get filled. Now the two scenarios I have mapped out is this. So we have this, basically this liquidity at the highs here at 104.276. Now what I'm anticipating price to do is one or two scenarios. If price holds this supply level, which has been retested now today, I think we're going to very likely see lower price come in to fill in this gap. Okay. However, if price breaks this level, so either we just range bound, right, something like this, then I will be anticipating a purge into 104 to then later on in the week where we see a bearish scenario on the DXY. Okay, but this will all depend on how London session plays tomorrow. So my plan is basically, if I go to the 1 hour, is wait to see how this level actually holds come into London session. Okay, because again, if we break back above this and hold above, then we're easy for intraday longs into 104. However, if we stay below this level, okay, and it holds, price holds, then we're very simple into shorts into 102. Okay, very, very simple scenario, which is what my eye is basically on when it comes to FX. Okay, now let's move over to EU. Now with the same sort of scenario, okay, last week Friday I did take longs on at around 108, okay, to target previous imbalance into 108815. That imbalance was filled to the wick, right? So when price has inefficiency like that from one side of the market, you always see it filled, right? And that we saw that on Friday after news at 1:30. Now price is filled on the other side of the market. What I'm anticipating to happen is, as we saw on the dollar index, a fill of this gap here, because price left a gap. If I push down on a lower time frame here, price left a gap at 108,499. So what I'm looking for now is price to come in to fill this this gap before we see any further push down. Okay, so first thing first, in London session, I want to see in my zone, in my green zone here, right, I want to see price sort of consolidating. Okay, if price sort of consolidates into London, right, where we have Asia low gets wicked, I'll be looking for longs, intraday longs into my target. Okay, this gap here of 1085, right, very, very simple. But that is basically my sort of thesis coming into tomorrow in particular. Let me go on the 15-minute quickly. Okay, we may even see something like this occur, where we have this sort of head, right shoulder, and then expand into this level to fill in that gap. Okay, so I'm basically looking for something like this to occur. Now in terms of higher time frame, what I want to be the two scenarios that I mapped out is this, right? Either we see price just expand higher into 109, okay, or we come down to target this low here. Okay, now I'm opting for this scenario first, which will push up higher first. This scenario seems less likely to me, but again, it will all depend on how the DXY holds up. Okay, how it holds up today. So that's why my eyes are glued onto the DXY, because it's imperative we see the daily candle closure to understand how price is going to react coming to the remainder of the week. So this is the sort of the two scenarios sort of waiting for. But tomorrow London session is how I'm going to be looking to execute with the members. Will depend on how this level holds now. Okay, so now let me move over to BTC. So now BTC, right? I've been long since 39k roughly around. Okay, price has come up and hit my level. Now in terms of high time frame, what I'm anticipating, if I go on a cleaner chart, what I'm anticipating for the dollar, for BTC is something like this to occur. Now, one thing you need to understand is we're at the end of the month, right? We have about 2 more days, so the candle closure is, or the end of the month is going to be the 31st. Now, when you have big pushes like this, you have a lot of manipulation intact. So what I'm basically anticipating, because I'm still bearish on BTC, but I'm playing the market intraday wise when it comes to leverage trading. So what I'm anticipating is another pullback, okay, to then a purge into the 45, maybe even the 46, 47k region, because we're going to get that end of month volatility. And what I'm initially looking for is euphoria to occur within this region. We'll likely see some alts pop, okay, before we have a big retracement back down before the monthly candle closure. Now this could very likely happen into mid Tuesday or early Wednesday as well, okay, where we have a push. So if we push up now, and then I'm anticipating to see euphoria into the market, people saying we're back, and then we absolutely dump into my main targets where I'll be looking to load alts again will be around the 33k region all the way down to the 30s. Okay, so the low 30s is where I'll ideally be looking to load up on BTC as well as other alts for another push up. But this is ideally what I'm looking for coming into the monthly candle closure. So this is something to be very cautious of. Okay, and when we do see alts pop, I'd recommend, limiting some exposure if you're overexposed, just so you can start buying back even lower once we see this sort of trap occur, right? And this all needs to occur before the monthly candle closure for this setup to be valid. So this is something to be very, very mindful of. Now, if I can push over to Ethereum, you remember from, I think, a couple Smart Money Sundays back that I called for this move, and it actually played out quite nicely. Now if I get rid of all this mess, what you would have noticed is price actually came exactly to my target, right? It's come and filled in that level. Okay, so now what I'm looking for is that same sort of scenario to play on BTC. So my sort of range where I'll be looking for shorts from is about the $2,500 region, okay? Because I'm anticipating price to do something like this, right? We push up, a bit of euphoria in the market, and then we absolutely dump back down. Now this is ideally where I'd be looking to start loading up on alts again, is around the $1,800 region, okay? This is where I'll ideally be looking to load up on alts. So this is something to be very cautious of, because you sort of even have a head and shoulders pattern in play as well. So this is what I'm basically looking for before monthly candle closure. Okay, it's imperative we see this occur, or some rejection occur just before monthly candle closure, okay, for this to be valid. Now let me push over to DOT. Now again, playing with this momentum, I was looking for a long on DOT after we saw basically a reclaim of this level, right, which has now occurred. Price has basically reclaimed that low, and now we're seeing that push occur. Now I've actually missed this particular long, but we did catch another long on another alt. But what I'm looking for on this particular setup, okay, is as long as the structure holds, I want to see a slight push above 705 and then a slow retracement back down, okay, ideally below the 50% level, right? And then look, this is where I would look to take an intraday scalp, right? Stops below this low to then target my main sort of supply region of $7.30, right? Which is about a 1 to 3 R. We could potentially even squeeze higher to the 750 to even the 760, right? Depending on how much euphoria we'll see. But I'll start scaling out of my long at the 730 to see how price actually plays. But this is the sort of the intraday scenario I'm actually looking for on DOT. Right, now let's move over to gold. Now gold has basically been doing nothing much, right? I was looking for a few weeks back. I was looking for a long on gold after this slower sweat, but price has just basically just consolidated. So what I'm looking for now is I'm anticipating this consolidation to basically just occur, because what price is looking to do is it's creating liquidity from both sides of the market. Now, when this happens, especially just before monthly candle closure, is you see a big candle, right, collecting liquidity. Usually you see a liquidity grab from both sides before price makes its real move, whichever way it really wants to go. But I think the smartest play for this actual setup is looking for longs from the 1996 to the 1987 region. So I'll be looking to scale into longs starting from 1996. I'll even have 50% of my limit order set at 1986 to 95. Okay, so to target back above range highs again. Okay, because I think this is going to be what gold is likely going to do before monthly candle closure, and this is the most manipulative way I see the candles actually playing. Okay, so this is sort of the setup I'm basically looking at for gold. I recommend getting long around the 1995 region and scaling with invalidation, which is very simple. Below 1972, target is around $2,080. All right, so very, very simple setups this week. Now, if you guys like this video, please do leave a like and subscribe, and do comment as well. But with all that said and done, I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.